In this video, I want to show how to create a complex grading calculation in Moodle. And at the bottom left here, I have an option called Grader Report. And this will bring up a gradebook for a particular class. And then at the top left here, instead of looking at the Grader Report, I want to look at Categories and Items Full View. Categories and Items Full View. And this shows that all of my quizzes and my essays for this semester are in one big category, and that's not what I want. I want two separate categories for the weekly quizzes and another category for the statistics test. So I go down to the bottom here, I click on Add Category, and I'm going to add a category called Weekly Quizzes. Save changes. I'm going to add another category called Statistics Test. So now I have two categories with nothing in them. So I'm going to put a check next to all of my weekly quizzes that don't concern statistics. And I'm going to be ready to move them into my weekly quiz category. So move selected items to weekly quizzes, save changes. And you'll notice when the screen refreshes that now I have these weekly quizzes inside the category called weekly quizzes, and I'm going to move my statistics test into the category called Statistics Test. Save changes. And what I want to do is I want to illustrate how to set up a complicated grading calculation using the built-in formula editor here. So there's a symbol here which represents an electronic calculator. I'm going to click it. And the first thing I want to do is I want to create meaningful names for my two categories, and it says category ID, and so I'm going to create a meaningful name for category total of weekly quizzes. I'll call it weekly underscore quizzes, and I'll call the category total for the statistics test stats underscore test, and add ID numbers. This is slightly misleading. You don't have to give it numeric data. As you'll see, I can give it variable names with text labels. So now we can see that it's added the two variable labels because we see weekly quizzes in double square brackets at the top there next to category total. So now to create my grade calculation, I do equal sign, as we do with formulas in Microsoft Excel, open round bracket, double square brackets, weekly underscore quizzes, close double square brackets, times 0.8, I want to give that a weighting of 0.8, plus, open round bracket, double square bracket, stats test, and if I give an extra T there, you'll see that it gives me a red underline warning me that I've misspelled stats test. So I'll close it with a double square bracket times 0.2. So now I've got a formula editor equation inside course total, and now if I check my grader report, I have all of my weekly quizzes weighted at 80% and my stats test weighted at 20%. And if I looked at the grade data, I would see that, and I verified that I can do this another way. The other way of doing it is that I can use an option here called weighted mean of grades, and click weighted mean of grades for statistics test, and I'm going to put the value 0.8 in that field and 0.2 in that field, so this comes to the same thing, but I have a final step, which is that I need to go back into the statistics editor for the course total, and I need to remove this formula. So here, weekly quizzes now have a weight inside the column for weight of 0.08, and the statistics test item has a weight of 0.2. So this is achieving the same thing I achieved a few minutes ago in the statistics editor for course total. So there we have it, a complex calculation inside Moodle.